Right, so we are going to start low. If you want to take a seat on your mats. Now, I do want you to have something close by that may provide a little bit of padding in a posture called Virasana, which is hero's pose, and we haven't covered that before, so we're going to go in quite cautiously. This cushion is just about the right sort of height. You can have something higher as well, but if you haven't got a cushion with you, you could perhaps fold a blanket over, but you do probably want at least this height, which is maybe 5 or 6 centimeters. And if you've got very tight knees, I'll also give you another option in that one there. And also a trusty tea towel, or what have I got here? Oh yeah, I've got a little towel. Actually, we'll do that one another time. I've got a little tea towel here, or a scarf, or a yoga strap if you're really a professional. And that, again, that will be an optional prop, but it's probably quite good to have both things close by. Okay, so I'm going to bookend this practice with a little bit of thought. Okay, Mum's here. Just admit somebody. Hello. We're going to bookend this practice with a little bit of consideration into yoga, what it is, and how to kind of bring it off the mat slightly. So yoga isn't just for fitness, although it does do wonderful things for our health. It's also a philosophy, and I don't talk a lot about the philosophy of yoga, although it interests me deeply, because I'm not sure you're all here for that. But what I think could be nice is if we just give a couple of moments reflection while we're sat on our mats now, just before we get going into the practice, as to how we've been feeling. So we're going to take a body scan, and as we do that, perhaps we'll remember, or we'll think about a little bit about what's been going on with us. And you can be completely honest with yourselves. You don't have to share anything with anybody. So if you haven't been feeling great, I know that is an uncomfortable feeling, but just allow it to sit with you for a little while. If you've been feeling really great and really pepped up, that's obviously a nicer sensation to sit with. We won't be sitting here long. We just want you to sit nice and tall in your seat. Draw your chin in so you're long in the back of the neck. Let the shoulders fall down away from the ears. Let them sort of, imagine you've got wings and you're drawing the wings together behind you. And the shoulder blades draw down towards the waist. So you get a nice lift out of the pelvis. And lower your lids just ever so slightly. And allow yourselves to check in. So here on your mat, you can leave all the pressures or the demands or the thoughts that have been following you around on your way to the mat. Or perhaps if you've just woken up, you can just slightly leave a dreamy state behind and tune into the simplicity of your breath. That's going to anchor you here and now. Where is your breath? See if you can find if it's in the throat primarily, or the chest. And if you can see if you can just draw that breath down into the belly. So to start with the scan, I'd like you to imagine that you are having a liquid poured into the top of the head, and it's a really bright illuminating fluid, and it simply pours and fills the top of the head, and it's trickling down. So you feel a lightness fill your skull. Relax your eyes, your eyebrows, your jaw. Soften your gaze behind your lowered lids. Now, as that fluid comes down through the neck, it softens the throat. So the area of your breath is increased inside there. See if you can move the breath in and out through the nostrils. So the nostrils filter really well. And let that smooth, light, cool liquid just melt the shoulders away from the ears. Release any tension in the arms and allow the palms to be heavy on the knees. Let the knees relax, so release the hips. Let the legs lay softly, one on top of each other. If your cross leg is not comfortable, you can extend the legs out in front of you. And feel your legs, your calves melt down towards the ground. And as you draw the breath into the belly, imagine that your belly is now filling with this light fluid. This brightness and shine is emanating now across the front of the body, your solar plexus, and it reaches out. You're lighting the space you're in. See if you can push that light to the sides of the space, to the ceiling, to the corners. Allow yourselves now to be beacons. And see if you can sit with this just for a moment. Cultivate this feeling. Wonderful. Now we're going to bring the palms together and rub them to generate some heat. And then place the palms gently over the eyes so that you just do a little massage with the palms, the balls of the palms of the hands over the eyes. If you look at the screen a lot, you may find that your eyes actually really enjoy this because it does take some strain to be focusing on screens. Or if you're reading a lot. So just watering through the eyes, massaging through like that, lovely. And then maybe little circles over the eyebrows. You can do that with your fingertips or the palms, whichever you prefer. And massage through to the temples at the side of the head. And then work your way down to the jaw and just massage and ease through the jaw. Pretend you've got some chewing gum. Make big chewing with your mouth, lovely. Put the palms back over the eyes, spread the fingertips, and lightly open your hands and let the palms come down on the light bearing through the spread fingertips. Lovely. Inhale, draw the arms out. Feel the axial extension as you lift out the pelvis. Inhale, look up. And exhale, draw through the center line. See if you can keep that sense of lightness through the body. Inhale, draw up, look up. And exhale through the center line. Lovely. One more time. Inhale, draw up, look up. Keep the shoulders down, root through your sit bones. Exhale, draw the palms into the center. Lovely. So we're going to come now into our all fours position, very familiar to us, and stretch that right leg back behind you. Tuck the toe and keep the knee engaged. So you're stretching through the toe mounds. Push the heel away from you. Place your palms underneath your shoulders. And then gently lift that right leg off the ground. Now just check in with your ribs that they're not splaying. So place a palm underneath your ribs and see if you can use your abdomen to slightly straighten out your abdominal area. Then take the palm to the hips and just check that your right hip isn't reaching up too high. Flex your toes down, your right toes down to the ground, and that will engage your glutes. So hold that there and then reach the left arm forwards. And then exhale, draw in and round. And inhale and reach forwards. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach forwards. One more time, exhale, round back. And then inhale, reach forwards. Now, if it's available to you, bend up your right leg, catch your right foot with your left hand, and kick with your right knee into your left hand. So you're creating space and openness in the chest. The thigh is getting a good stretch. If that isn't so easily available to you, you can draw up and simply draw that right knee, that right heel into the right glute. It's not quite the same, but you do get a similar lift. Release that leg down and press back into an active extended child's pose. So lift the gaze off the mat, the chin off the mat, and spread your fingertips nice and wide. Inhale from the armpits to the fingertips. Sink back to the heels. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, draw forwards onto all fours. Once again, we're going to repeat on the opposite side. So extend the left leg back this time. Again, take your palm, be your own instructor here, facilitate good alignment for yourselves. So you take your palm to your belly and see if you can just activate that sense of the navel drawing up to the spine to support the lower back. And then take the palm to the back of the hips as well. And see if you would be happy to place a cup of tea on your back. It's a cold one maybe. So your left toes are drawing down into the ground. So you're nice and flexed in the foot. And then your right fingers reach out in front of you. Inhale, reach long, and exhale, round. Inhale, reach long. You may wobble, that's fine. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach long. And then you have the option of grasping your left foot in your right hand and kicking up. Lift the chest. Or coming back onto your knees, kneeling up, and drawing the left heel towards your left glute. So whichever way you're doing it, open up through the chest, feel the arch in the spine. Kick, kick, kick with the knee into the hand. And then release. Lovely. Now stretch both right leg and left leg back. So you come into plank. Lower the knees down, lower the chest down. Zip the legs together, and we can come and inhale into a little baby cobra. So zip the elbows into the side of the body. Inhale and peel the chest off the mat. Then interlace the fingers behind the back. Wow. And you get this wonderful openness across the shoulders there and chest. So inhale with this, your breath will be shorter. Push your toes into the mat so that your knees lift off it. Relax your glutes. Inhale, steady the breath. Exhale. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Great. Release the palms, place them under the shoulders. Tuck the toes and pop your hips back towards your heels. A little bit like that extended child's pose. Keep the toes tucked. As we're going to walk forwards onto our forearms, interlace the fingers, and come into puppy. The variation here, downward facing dog. It's quite nice to have a little bit of a different support. So you put more of a support on your forearms, your wrists aren't taking the weight. Just ease through the backs of the legs. Then release the palms so that they are parallel to each other now. And see how closely you can walk up to your forearms. Woo! Bend the knees, come onto the palms and walk up into your first full standing forward fold. So inhale, lengthen the belly, lengthen the front body and the spine. Roll the shoulders away from the ears and exhale, fold forward. If you want to take yogi toe grip around the toes, it's your first and second finger underneath the big toe and your thumb on top. Press your thumb down onto the big toe and inhale, draw long again. And exhale, fold forward. So wherever you are, perhaps you have yogi toe grip, perhaps you want to take your palms behind your calves. Take your gaze up to your belly, so round through the back. Tuck the belly in, maybe even use your hands to feel what it's like. When your belly is relaxed, it really gets in the way. Inhale, tuck it in and up, and see if that then allows you a little bit more of a hinge in the pelvis. Inhale, look up, bend the knees as if you're sitting down into an imaginary chair. Draw the arms in front of you, then push through the feet. Inhale, look up, exhale, release. Coming into your first Tadasana. So check in with your standing posture. Navel in, lengthen the spine, and that you're not leaning too far forwards or too far back. Inhale, draw the arms up, look up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Remember, you can use palms to shins or keep your palms towards the floor. Exhale, step back the right leg. And the left leg come to meet it. Lower the hips, you can lower the knees too if you choose. Bring your upper body down and then inhale into upward facing dog or cobra. Roll the head to the shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. So you may already be noticing shifts in how you feel. You may feel astonished, amazed at yourselves for how easily you flow, or the areas that you find in yourselves that are interesting. Keep that curiosity, a beginner's curiosity and approach towards ourselves is such a beautiful grace to carry with us. Inhale. Last one here, exhale. Take the gaze towards the palms. Step the right leg forward and the left leg comes to meet. Inhale your halfway lift and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, draw through the ground. Look up, let your arms follow. Exhale, Tadasana. We're going to come into a sun salutation B. So this is with chair pose and warrior one. We'll practice Vinyasa, so it's going to be quite a quick flow. Inhale, draw your arms out to the side and then towards the front. And exhale, sit forward. So that motion there really opens up the back. Inhale, lift the belly away from the thighs and lift the palms up to look where the ceiling and the wall meet. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into a halfway lift. And then exhale, you can step or hop to the back of the mat. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, draw your right knee towards your chest. Come onto the ball of the left foot and propel yourselves forward. Take your right foot to the corner of the right mat and let your left foot come down. Place the pressure on the outer edge of the left foot and it's pointing to about 1 o'clock. Inhale, draw up into warrior one. Look up. And we're not holding it. We're going to exhale straight down. Place the palms. Take the right leg back into plank. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. We're going to practice that on the left side. So pick up the left knee. Come onto the right ball of the foot. Place the left foot over towards the left side of the mat. Turn the right foot out to 2 o'clock. Place the pressure on the outer edge of the right foot. Inhale, draw the arms up. And exhale, flow with the breath. Lower down into plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Wow, that's quick. Turn your toes towards each other. See what that does to your downward facing dog. Turn your toes out. How's your breath? Focus on what feels good to you. Perhaps walking the dog through a little bit. Or maybe you want to just rest in stillness in your downward facing dog. Just check your ears are in line with your arms, your feet are hip width apart, and your rib cage is drawing in, so you're not splaying your ribs out. Start with the lower ribs and draw them in towards the spine. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Take the gaze to the front of the mat. You can bend both knees if you want to try a bunny hop or step towards your palms. Inhale, halfway lift once again. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sit down into your imaginary chair and draw the palms towards you, in towards the front. Lift the palms up. And then exhale, lower the arms. Inhale, push through the feet. Lift the arms. Exhale, release into your Tadasana. Oh, I hope you're all feeling quite warm. We're going to come into tree posture now. So if you would like to just stand at the tops of your mats where we left off at the end of the sun salutations. I'm just turning around to be able to demonstrate to you a bit more freely what's going on. So we're going to take the weight into the right leg first, and inhale, draw the left knee up towards the armpit. So check in with that right standing leg, that it's nice and strong and straight as possible, and that your right hip, your left hip and your right hip are equal. So you might notice that you hoik your left hip really high up. See if you can draw the inner thighs towards each other and equalize the hips a little bit. Great. Externally rotate your left knee and then trace your palm down to the ankle, the outer edge of the ankle, and place it either on the inside of the right thigh, calf, or toes to the ground and at the ankle height. Make sure that your knee continues to point to the side. You could also challenge yourselves into a half lotus position where the outer edge of the left foot comes into the crease of the right thigh. You kind of have to push your hips forward to get a good ledge on that. Bring the palms into the center and challenge, close your eyes. Okay, lovely. Let the left palm draw down towards the left knee and inhale, draw the right arm up and over. Lovely. And then let the right arm come down and reverse that little side stretch. Inhale, draw the left arm up and over. Inhale, back to center, arms grow out into their branches. Exhale, let the shoulders drop. Inhale, draw the arms up to the top, palms together. Exhale, reverse the palms and let them draw down towards the floor like leaves falling from a tree. Beautiful. Take a hold of your left knee and draw it back into the armpit and lower it down. Great. So stood at the tops of your mat. Inhale now and draw the right knee up. Check with your hips that they're level. So draw the inner thighs together and just check that you've got good support in that left knee. We're going to keep that knee in and tilt so that our upper bodies come parallel to the mat. Extend that left leg back. Keep the hips level. And you can either fan your arms out to the side, like an aeroplane, or you can come into reverse prayer along your spine, or even take opposite elbows behind your back. Hold that. Just check in that your toes are pointing down. Again, that activates the glutes of the lifted leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the left leg drop down to the back of the mat and just walk your right leg forward a bit because we're going to come into a high lunge and you want your right knee to be over but not beyond your ankle. Tilt your left toes to point towards the front of the mat and find that lovely stretch. Bring the left hip forward in the hip flexor. Inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, sink into the hips. Inhale, draw the belly away from the thighs. Tuck the lower ribs, let the shoulders drop. Exhale, sink a little lower. One more time. Release the grip with your right toes. Inhale, draw up. And on this exhalation, let the back knee drop. Untuck the toes. And interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, draw the palms down towards the left foot. Exhale, release the shoulders, melt them towards each other behind you. Inhale. Exhale, one more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your palms now each side of your lower back and fingertips facing down. Bring your knees next to each other. Now, if you've got slightly tweaky knees, I highly recommend you make a triple, ends up being a triple fold in your mat. So just fold it over and then kneel on top of that fold. It gives a really good cushioning. So we're going to come into camel pose. You can tuck your toes underneath. That will raise your heels and bring your heels a little closer towards you. So palms on the lumbar spine to support it, because the last thing you want to do is hinge from the collapse into the lumbar spine. Okay. Inhale and draw the elbows towards each other and feel the lift in the chest and that your hips shoot forward. And if you want to go further, you can exhale and let the right fingertips drop down to the right heel. And see if you can place a little weight through that right side of your body. And if you're up for it and experimenting, you follow with the left hand. Go cautiously, carefully, and keep that sense of lift. So the pelvis is drawing forwards, the belly button. It's as if somebody's got a belt around your middle and they're drawing it forwards. Lift through the chest, and finally, if you want to, you can relax your head back. If you're not up for full camel, simply enjoy testing how far you'd like to go into a back bend. 2 more breaths here. And you must come out with consideration and caution. So right palm to the lumbar spine, left palm, support yourselves up, and then spread your mat if you had it folded, so that you can then come into a wide leg child's pose. Allow your forehead to come to the mat. Enjoy the contact with the floor that supports you. Now come back to that sensation of what you're here for, or who you're here for, and what it is that serves you here. And there can be a multitude of things, and it can depend on the day. But simply allow yourselves to be in this moment. Make it matter. So we're going to come into a thread the needle posture with the arms. I'm going to come front on so you can see what's going on. So keep the right forearm, maybe bring it into the center a little bit. Spread the palm and let the forearm lay nicely on the floor. And then inhale, draw the left arm up and stand, blossom open the chest. Draw the left shoulder away from you and let the gaze follow up to the fingertips. And then exhale, thread that arm underneath the extended right arm. Let your ear fall to the floor. So your left ear is on the floor and your gaze is underneath your right hand. If you want a little bit more, you can then draw your right arm up, bend at the elbow and reverse the palm so it's foot pointing up, and maybe see if you can find your left thigh. If you're tight in the neck and the shoulders, this is a nice one to drop into and practice occasionally. It's also releasing you through the hips. Come into the belly breath. So not a whole lot of different challenge in here perhaps, but just try and seek it. Which areas are holding tension here? Can you send the breath there and release it? It's not like a standing balance, but it's still interesting nonetheless. Inhale, draw that right palm forwards again so you can lift away from that twist. And then we're going to place the left palm down and repeat on the opposite side. So draw the right arm up this time. Thread it underneath the left palm, the left forearm, in that little gap. The upper arm's off the floor. The right ear comes down into the mat. Your gaze is soft and over to the left-hand side. And again, if you want a little bit more, you can inhale and draw the left arm up, reverse the palm so it's facing up to the ceiling, and wriggle it in to see if you can capture your right thigh with your left palm. And then come back to your breath and see how your jaw is doing. Is your tongue pressing into the roof of the mouth or against the teeth? A lot of tension there, so see if you can release that. Maybe smile, that's a good way of letting yourselves know that you're okay. Checking in. Cultivate some feelings that you feel you want inside you. This is the benefit of mindfulness and mindful practice. That element of command over how we feel. We can't always feel amazing, but we can do our best to cultivate feeling the best we possibly can. So let's unravel that left arm and span it out in front of us. Place the palms on the mat, tuck the toes and get ready to push up into downward facing dog. Lovely. So you're going to walk yourselves up to the top of the mat and we're going to come into a tree on the opposite side. So this time you're going to be putting the weight into the right leg. Inhale, draw the left knee up towards the left arm, sorry, the left leg, and the right leg comes up towards the armpit, excuse me. Externally rotate that knee and see if you're going to place it on the inside of the thigh, the calf, the ankle, or if you're going to go for half lotus. That's interesting to you. If you're in half lotus, see if you can draw your knees together. Lovely. So palms together, just grace the chin with the fingertips, tilt the chin down, and come to that challenge once more when you close your eyes. So you need an internal drishti, an internal focus point, something that keeps you upright. You'll notice probably the minute wobbles. See if you can just allow them, right? So because a tree that can't move with the breeze will be blown over. Lovely, maybe smile, you've done very well there, very nice. Release the right palm down towards the right knee and inhale, draw the left arm up and over, come into your stretch. You might want to turn your palm out, that might be nice for you, the right palm out. And then let that left arm come down and inhale, draw like an arch of a rainbow over the head to the opposite side. Inhale, drawn up now, so the arms, the branches of the tree are coming out. Exhale, let the shoulders drop. Inhale, draw the arms up, bring them together. Reverse the palms, so they're pointing down to the earth. Exhale, let the leaves of the tree fall down. Great. Inhale, draw the knee into the chest. Exhale, release. So now we're going to swap over and oh, I've got mixed up with my sides. We're going to draw the right knee, isn't it? The right knee into the chest. I hope it's the right knee. The opposite one to the one you did before. Draw it into your chest. And yes, and then lean forwards so that your upper body is coming parallel to the floor. And again, use that guiding palm on your navel to activate the stomach muscles. See if you can get your lower ribs drawing in towards your navel, towards your spine. And then check with your palm, facilitate a flat spine, the flat hips behind you. Toes drawing down with the right leg, toes drawing down towards the mat. You can either span out your arms like an aeroplane. You can interlace your hands behind your back. You can come into reverse prayer, excuse me. If you fall out, you can just do what I did, smile and come back in. Check in with the standing leg, see if it's as straight as can be. Hold it, 5, strong, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then let the right leg drop down. Extend the left leg a little further forwards. Spin the right toes to face the front of the mat and drop into 90 degrees in the left knee. Make sure that your left knee is not jolting past your ankle. If it is, just make your stance a little wider. Inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, sit a little lower. If this gets too much, you can drop the back knee whenever you like. Inhale, draw the arms up, soften the shoulders down, draw the lower rib cage in. Exhale, a little lower. One more time, inhale, draw up out of the pelvis, extend the spine. And then exhale, this time draw the knee down onto the mat behind you. Untuck the back toes. Interlace the fingers. Now see if you can get your fingers interlaced in the other way, so your opposite thumb to the floor is on top. It will probably be the way that doesn't feel natural to you. Stretch your hands down towards your right heel. Inhale, blossom the chest open. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Release. So, we're going to come into Virasana. Now, yoga is as much about doing poses that you enjoy as about doing poses that you don't so much enjoy. So stick with it unless it's purely painful. So you're going to be sat on your mat and just see if you can. I'll be giving some adaptations for those who I think probably in the knees, they're not going to like this at all. So don't sit like this at all if it's going to cause you pain. Just pop your toes together and your knees spread out and let your cushion come underneath you. And you're going to lower yourselves down. So you might want to draw that cushion a bit further back so that you can come in between your feet. So you may actually need to separate your feet a little bit more. Now, some of the places this can feel a bit funny is the skin at the top of your feet can feel a bit trapped. So you might just want to sort of release the skin on the top of your feet from underneath you. And at the same time, particularly with Cambridge calves, you may just want to roll your calves out to the side and create a bit more space for your thighs to come down. So this is the beginning of Virasana posture. And if you're sat on a prop, this is almost as far as I want you to go. You can pop your palms, fingertips pointing towards you behind you, draw the shoulder blades together, reach up, perhaps let the neck draw back, if you like that sensation. This might be very uncomfortable to you, and if whenever you're ready, you just come out of it and let your legs stretch forwards in front of you. If you're not on a prop, I'm just going to turn sideways and show you what to do next. So presuming you're not on a prop and you've managed to lower your hip bones, your seat bones in between your feet, just check that your feet are not bananaing out to the side, but they're following alongside the hips. Place your palms on the soles of your feet, lower down onto alternate forearms. You may want to stay there, or lean back entirely and take hold of opposite elbows. Keep the knees drawing together into your full Virasana. So I understand if you're there, you hold that for as long as you like, and to come out one by one as well, so side by side. For those of you who really don't want to try both legs at the same time, extend your right leg, put your weight over to your right side, and see if you can just draw one leg at a time over behind you, to the side of you. Again, don't try it if it's not agreeable to you. This is not about hurting yourselves or proving anything to anybody. But one leg at a time is a nice way in. So if you tried one leg, maybe release that leg forward, let the blood flow back into that knee, and then extend, roll over to the side, and fold the opposite knee back. So it's a bit like a kind of a workshop, an exploration. So the thing with one at a time is you tend to not put any weight on the hip of the side where you've bent the knee. So see if you can work on bringing your alignment so that you're a little bit more evenly spread on the weight left and right. And it really can help to just get the thumbs in between the thigh and the calf muscles and roll the calf out to the side. Oh, I know, I'm not going to make any friends with this posture, but when you build it up, when you get to it, it's really lovely. But we're going to stretch out of that now. So place your palms down on the mat in front of you, and one at a time, stretch through your legs coming into our plank. Like that, lovely. Lower down, inhale, upward facing dog, and then exhale into downward facing dog. Yay, we're nearly there. We're just going to cool down a little bit now. So walk up to your palms, and maybe your feet are together, maybe they're hip width apart. You decide what's right for you. Just bend through the knees as if you're going to sit down into a very low stool. Keep the arms out in front of you. And then see if 5, you can lower the hip down to the ground. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, draw the legs up. So your legs could be bent at the knees. You could work towards straight. If you like, you could take the variation where you grasp your toes, push through the heels. Wherever you are with this, lift the chest, hold it. And then we're going to, on a count of 10, release everything down into the mat. 9, hold it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enjoy that for a moment. And then just bend at the knees and draw the soles of the feet towards your hips. I'm going to come down a little bit on my mat. You might want to too, because we're going to be raising our arms above our head. So just check with your space if that's available to you now. So inhale and really push your navel down into the ground and your palms as well. Get good contact with all 4 corners of your feet. Tuck the chin. And then on your exhalation, just think about floating your navel up, peeling your spine, vertebra by vertebra off the mat, push into the palms, knees draw together, glutes are activated, and your thighs push forward. So it really lifts the front of the body. Great. So that's the base of your exhalation. Then inhale and draw the arms up over the head. So you can take opposite elbow here, or you can interlace your palms, your fingers. Place your palms together, whichever you prefer, or your palms can just be face up towards the ceiling, arms parallel. Hold that for a moment. Inhale, watch the belly rise. And exhale, watch it fall. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, a final lift. And then exhale, take it super slowly. Each vertebra like a bead on a necklace. Think about that necklace just draping back down into the earth. So you may feel a nice few little clicks through the spine, releasing a few bit of held tension or dryness. And when you finally let your hips make contact with the earth, just take a moment to enjoy and let that settle. Extend the left leg out to the sides. This is where you may want your tea towel handy, and draw your right knee in towards your right armpit, just like we were doing standing. Relax your right foot. Maybe draw your left foot towards you so that your heel is pushing away, so your extended leg is active. So if you can take yogi toe grips, that's first forefinger and second finger, around the toe and your thumb on top, and extend the leg to a 90-degree straightness, that's great. You don't need the tea towel. Don't overly celebrate, you know, it's probably as much to do with practice, which is wonderful, as long hamstring. If you haven't got that available to you, grab the tea towel, just wrap it around the instep of the foot. Take hold of the tea towel in the right hand and pop the left hand on the hip. So everybody should have their left hand on the hip free. And if you can get your leg at 90 degrees, that's good hamstring health and flexibility. If it's not quite there, just practice. If you can draw your leg a bit closer towards you, again, that's fab. But again, doesn't make anybody better or worse. It's just about what we focused on before. Lovely. So we're now going to take this into an opening hip posture. So let that right leg fall out to the right and take your gaze to the left. So really heavy through the left hip here, so that the left hip doesn't peel off the ground. And it's actually really nice practicing with a tea towel, because I get a little bit more extension that's a bit longer than my arm, so I can go a little bit further into this nice stretch, the inner seam of the leg. So if you're used to doing this in yogi toe grip, you could always try with a tea towel and see if you like it too. I was very averse to using props for a long, long time, but actually I don't think it hurts. Okay. Let's inhale and draw that leg up to the center, and then swap over so that your leg is coming across your body now. Your right leg is coming over to the left-hand side. Now, if you've been running and you've got tension in your legs, this can really get into those external areas. So just go easy there. Maybe take your gaze over to the right-hand side and extend your right arm at shoulder height, heavy through the right shoulder. And go really slowly, because I want you to map the areas that are being communicated with here. Breathe into the posture, breathe into the map, breathe into the investigation. And eventually your hips will peel off the ground as you come into a full twist. Okay. Release the tea towel and then bend both knees up towards your left side. Give yourself a little cuddle there, and then roll up so your knees are to your chest. Extend the right leg out in front of you and draw the left knee in towards the left armpit. Again, take your grip, so it's either with the yogi toe grip or the tea towel, and extend that leg up 90 degrees at least if you can. And if you can't, practice. Place the right palm on the right hip, heavy it down. Inhale, send the heel up to the sky. Open the back seams of the legs. Draw the toes down towards you. Exhale, see if you can keep that nice and active. Relax your jaw, relax your gaze. Inhale, push the belly down into the mat. Keep the right toes drawing towards you, and then exhale. Let's take this out to the side. So keep your right shoulder, your right hip pinning down into the mat. Let that left arm take the strain of the left leg. Let gravity do its thing. So especially with the exhales, release and avoid resistance. So you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now. You can put all the planning you like into tomorrow, next week, next year. But if you're not here to enjoy the moment, there really is no point in any of that. So relax and enjoy. Enjoy being here. Enjoy. Lovely. Inhale and draw the leg up to the center. And then swap over. So again, you may want to use the towel or the yogi toe grip so that you can take the leg across the right hand side of the body, extend the left arm out to the left side, and come into that twist. So that's going all the way, ringing through the spine, from the lumbar spine to the thoracic spine, as well as giving the external ligaments a really nice stretch. We may have come into that a little bit too quickly this side. I really enjoyed the slowness of the other side, so excuse us for that. I ought to have been more mindful. There's always room for improvement, for sure. Lovely. Okay. Then take your gaze over to the right hand side. Bend your knees up into the chest. Give yourselves a little hug. Bring the knees up to the center once more. And then get any sort of little wriggly, jiggly things you need to out of your system. Perhaps you feel like going for a quick cycle ride, a little bit more action. Could be really nice actually just to like flip the hands like you're getting water off them. Release tension that way. And then place the arms out to the side, so a little bit further away from your body than mat's width, and the legs just about mat width. Lengthen them out. Inhale, draw the shoulders up and then place them further down the mat by maybe a few millimeters. And then do the same with the hips. So lift the hips and then exhale, let them spread on the mat. And feel really good contact with the lumbar spine and the earth. So your sacrum, your pelvis, you know, all those areas that we don't really talk about very much, just feel yourselves really connected to your roots here. And the earth, really ground in. So for the rest of the week, you may not feel this connection again. We are so in our heads and our minds. So one of the things that I want to kind of bookend this practice with is how often you do feel your connection with the earth and whether it's important to you if you do or not. So I'm not saying it has to be, but I'm just curious as to whether you will find that an interesting, little task. So while we're on the floor, let's make good use of it. Relax everything down into the mat. So all the places that make contact with the mat, fully supported by the earth, are able to melt down. Let the belly rise and fall with a natural breath. You can even breathe through the mouth if you prefer. Open the mouth, relax the jaw, let the tongue hang freely. You can keep your eyes open, or if your lids are lowered, just soften your gaze. You're still here, you're still present. But take your focus in to how you feel now. Typically, the more we notice when we feel good, the more good we feel. Remember to slow down when things are going well. Enjoy it and marinate in them. Won't be long before the next challenge is there and you want to be ready. If you can recall that sensation of the fluid that's light and filling you up, see if you can start with that sensation, first of all, in the belly. And then with every breath, it spills into different organs, through your veins and arteries to your extremities. Your lamps, you're lit, you shine, you're bright, you're full. Feel yourselves filling, even in the spaces that you don't know the names of. Into the areas that are depleted, neglected, overworked. Relax your brow. And then draw a little movement into the toes. The hips get a slight wriggle maybe. Maybe turn your neck left and right, ease through. Start to wake up through the body. Maybe rotate your palms down to the earth. Draw your knees up to the ceiling so that the soles of the feet are in the earth. You could perhaps let your knees rock and roll left to right. Ease through the hips. Come over to one side and very, very gently, avoiding any dizziness or rushing sensation, think about not getting back to what you were doing, but bringing something forward with you from here and now. Inhale, draw the arms out to the side, lift the palms, look up, exhale through the midline, consolidate. Pause. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, release down the center line. Appreciate yourselves and your practice. One last time. Inhale, draw up, look up. And exhale, release down. Namaste and keep well. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Any feedback is always welcome. Thank you.